The Frogs Who Wanted a King. Once upon a time, there was a group of frogs who lived as happily as could be in a marshy swamp. Not many animals would enjoy the boggy conditions, but it suited the frogs. Every day they went splashing about through the puddles without a care in the world. No one came near the slimy, grimy waters, so no one troubled them. But some of the frogs thought that this happy-go-lucky life was not right, that they should have a king and proper rules. So the frogs prayed to the great god Zeus, who ruled over the earth, to give them what they wanted.
"Mighty Zeus,"
they cried,
"please send us a king who will rule and keep us in order."
high up on Mount Olympus, where the gods and goddesses lived, Zeus laughed at the noisy croaking of the frogs. A king, he thought? What would those silly creatures do with a king? Instead, he threw down into the swamp a huge log, which landed with a splash in the water. The frogs were frightened out of their lives. They all rushed to the bank to see whatever had fallen from the sky. At first they thought it must be a horrible monster, but after a time, seeing that it did not move, one or two of the boldest frogs ventured out towards the log, and even dared to touch it. Still, it did not move. Then the bravest of the frogs jumped along the log and began dancing up and down on it. All the other frogs soon came and did the same. After that, they lost interest in the log. For some time they went about their business without taking any notice of the log lying in their midst. But they still wanted a king, so they prayed to Zeus again and said to him,
"Please send us a king, not just a log, but a real king who will really rule over us."
This irritated Zeus. How ungrateful and how foolish they are, he thought. So he sent a big stork that set to work gobbling up all the frogs. Then they wished that they had never asked for a king in the first place, but it was too late. Better no rule than cruel rule.